digital radio, on the app, on your smartphone, on X, YouTube, and Facebook. The Sportscast. Expect the unexpected.
The update presented by the Sportscast.
The Sportscast, September 3rd, 2025. If you haven't yet, please subscribe on all our channels, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Apple Podcasts. You can also listen to us on your smart speaker. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please leave a rating and a review. It will help us out tremendously. We're also on online digital radio. You can visit our website, thesportscast.net, or follow us on X and Instagram at the Sportscast1, and check out our app, the Sportscast for iOS. It is that time of the year, NFL kickoff starting this weekend, and we're going to preview with no other than Brett Blair. Welcome back to the Sportscast.
Always a pleasure, Sant. How are you, my friend?
Good, Brett. Before we get started, we have not talked about your thoughts over Micah Parsons getting traded to the Packers, your thoughts and your commentary.
Yeah, I'm real happy about that. It kills me. You know, I know how Jerry Jones does things, and being a diehard Cowboy fan, it kills me. He ends up paying tens of millions of dollars every year by maxing out contracts and not paying his players early, paying them when they're supposed to. I kind of wanted to research that a little bit. I wondered how long he'd been doing that, and I went back to Michael Irvin's first rookie contract after his rookie contract going in, and he did the exact same thing. He tends to go to his players and say, look, it's me and you. I don't care about the audience. I don't care about the public. I don't care about anything. It's me and you.
The agent.
And Micah didn't appreciate that. He didn't appreciate that. I'm glad we at least got two first and a serious run stopper in Kenny Clark, multiple Pro Bowl defensive tackle. So we did help the team. Was it the most idiotic move I've seen in many a year? Yes, it is. But all I can say is at least we did get back some value for the trade.
Yeah, Kenny Clark, 2 picks back to back. We'll see what they do. As Jerry Jones has been saying this past week, he could get a lot more with those trade picks, potentially Super Bowl, but we'll see. Archie Manning is around.
The salary had a lot to do with it now as well. It's like 45, 46, 47 million. You don't have to put on the books that you can, like a Tyreek Hill situation. But I digress. Continue.
Let's keep it going. We'll see who Brett has to win the NFC East. Has this changed his opinion? We'll see. We'll find out. Let's start with NFL season predictions. The kickoff is tomorrow. Cowboys at Eagles. But first, let's do each division. The AFC East, of course, has the Bills, the Dolphins, Patriots, and Jets. Bills have dominated the AFC East for the past 5 years. Miami is going through transition, uncertainty with their veterans Tyreek Hill and Darren Waller. The Patriots, Drake May's full season this year. And the Jets has a new coach, Aaron Glenn. Brett, who do you have for this division winning it, and any surprises?
Well, I mean, I like Aaron Glenn. He's a great corner, and he takes that over to coaching where he's kind of a player's coach. Drake May and that New England team, they can do some things. They have a solid, they picked up a running back in the first round this year. They're a solid team. Can they supplant the Bills? I don't believe so. I mean, Josh Allen is just Cook. They just have a lot of talent. Khalil Shakur, that whole offense is a machine. Can the defense isn't what it used to be? I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. I'm gonna say New England surprises and actually takes the AFC.
New England. I've heard that prediction. I'm not sure if it was from you or some other people, but I've been hearing New England. New coach, of course, with Mike Vrabel. So there is some potential. Josh McDaniels, an impressive offensive coordinator, genius. So there is potential. I can see that, but I got the Bills because they got the offense, and they got a new cornerback rookie, Maxwell Harrison. So we'll see how that goes in the AFC East. Let's go to the North. This division where you can see a lot of these teams going into the playoffs. The Ravens coming back over, with Lamar Jackson, had a 12-5 season last year, won MVP, no Super Bowl. The Bengals still have a power offense: Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. The Steelers, new quarterback, veteran Aaron Rodgers, Mike Tomlin, the hot seat. I don't know. And of course, the Cleveland Browns with Joe Flacco and Shador Sanders, and of course, Gabriel Dillon. A lot going on there in the AFC North. Brett, who do you have in this division?
All right, I'm gonna go with Cincinnati. Like you had mentioned it. That as far as potent offenses in the NFL, just like the Bills, that offense is stacked. Now, is Hendrickson going to come in and play? Obviously, one of the best, defensive ends in the game. But I like Cincinnati this year. I mean, as long as they don't do the standard slow start, the Cincinnati slow start, if they can get away from that this year, I like Cincinnati rebounding and actually going pretty deep in the playoffs. And that's tough because the Ravens rank out. When you're looking at power rankings, number 2 in the entire NFL, and they got talent. Obviously, Derrick Henry. You have an incredible quarterback, an incredible running back. I guess it just seems another stacked offense like that we're talking about. But I gotta mix it up. I gotta go a little bit of the underdog. So I'm gonna rep Cincinnati on this one.
Let's touch on the Ravens a little bit. Why you don't think Lamar and the Ravens have been able to get over that hurdle, go to the Super Bowl, and possibly win it? But what do you think of the factors there?
I can't with that. It's very difficult. I was talking with a few of my associates the other day, and we were kind of ranking top 5 quarterbacks right now. Who's done it? Who hasn't done it? And they were trying to not give him the props, for what he's done during the season. I hate to say he's like my boy Dak, but he's great during the season. He's put up incredible numbers, Superman type numbers. But in the end, if you can't get to that AFC Championship game and get into the ship, I'm just going around them and skirting around them this year. Are they always dangerous? Are they one of the most potent teams in the NFL? And number 2, I believe, overall in power rankings, most definitely. But until he gets one under his belt, until it at least goes, I don't think Lamar ever gets the respect that he actually does deserve. He's an incredible athlete, an incredible player, but he just won't get those props until he wins one.
So it wins one. Florida native. We'll see what happens there. AFC South, you got the Texans, the Colts, the Jaguars, and the Titans. The Texans, key changes. They added offensive coordinator Nick Caley. They got Nick Chubb. The wide receivers, they got Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel upgrades. And they do not got Laramie Tunsil. They don't got Stephon Diggs, who went to the Patriots. The Colts, new quarterback Daniel Jones in this Colts team. The Jaguars, Travis Hunter,
Right?
and a few other big weapons there. Who do you have in this? And of course, Tennessee, the Titans, a couple weapons there. But what are your thoughts over this team? I mean, this division.
Yeah, that division, by far the weakest division, in the NFL. I don't see, other than the division winner, I don't see anybody else going to the playoffs. You're coming near, we're talking below 500 records for some of the teams. But, I think that the Colts actually, Jonathan Taylor, they got, some things they're trying to do there. The Colts, this is a division where I'm probably just going to stick safe and stick with the Texans based on, the total team rankings, because I don't care enough about the division enough to actually, break down each team. I'd love to see Jacksonville actually do something. Like, that'd be cool if Trevor Lawrence, they really started putting a bunch of pieces around him, as Brian Thomas and bringing in some of the receivers, Tank Dell along with ATN. You have talent. You have a lot of talent, and obviously Travis Hunter. We all want to see what he does. Can he play? I can't fathom an NFL player. I've seen a few two-way guys in my time, but never anybody.
Deion Sanders did it.
Correct, but Deion would only come in on various play sets for certain situations. He would play maybe 8 to 10 offensive plays a game. The way Travis Hunter, from what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing, he wants to be a vital part of the offense. He wants to play, 40, 30, 35 snaps on offense a game, as well as be a corner. And a shutdown corner is a shutdown corner. I love the fact he wants to take on these roles, but in the end, he's a rookie. He's going to hit the wall, and it'll be ugly if he's playing both sides of the ball as much as he wants to.
Travis Hunter has been listed as a wide receiver this weekend. So
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know that. So they don't list him as a corner. They list him completely as a wide receiver. That's cool.
Yeah, that's something to look at. So we'll see what happens in that. I think Texans is a safe bet. I think it's between the Texans and the Jaguars. I think Texans have more experience, but watch out for those Jaguars. They do have some loaded pieces there. So we'll find out.
They're building it out. Can Lawrence finally do something? It'd be nice to see.
He's injury prone, by the way, as you know. The AFC West, you got the powerful Broncos, obviously with Bo Nix, a fantastic season last year as a rookie. And, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs coming back, to defend not to defend. They did not win the Super Bowl last year, but they're coming back strong. The Raiders, new coach Pete Carroll. They got that rookie, Ashton Genty. And then the Chargers, of course, you got Herbert coming in. What are your thoughts over this division? This division, people were saying the Broncos can overtake the Chiefs for this division this year. Does Brett concur?
I do concur 100%. Bo Nix is proving himself. He has a connection. Cortland Sutton. They brought in Evans, a tight end this year, who's a beast of a tight end. I think it'll be a perfect fit. And that is the best defense in the NFL. As you know, I took them in my fantasy. I took those the number first to grab a defense when I grabbed Denver. Their back seven their linebackers, their corners, their safeties are the best in the football. I know a lot of people will argue that with the Eagles, but that back seven is the best in football. They will live with their defense this year. They now have J.K. Dobbins, my guy, my UCF, repping UCF, Harvey at running back. I'd love to see it. I'm gonna ride that Broncos wave, just like you mentioned.
The Chiefs are 35-5 in this division for the past 5 years or something like that.
Not know that number is staggering. 35-5 in games versus the other AFC West.
Yes, AFC West. So does that change your opinion?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, look, the Chiefs are the Chiefs. I do see, and again, I harken back to fantasy. I do see Mahomes, and I do see Kelsey, and I see all of them having a really, really good year. But I think that young Denver team, that great defense, and some really cool pieces on offense. Yeah, he's a beast. And he's that number one. He's got a number one as a young quarterback. Do you have a number one? But now, like I mentioned, you bring in Evans. You got Mims, who the last 7 games of last year, his numbers were staggering. Didn't do really anything early in the year. I really think that Denver team is going to click, and I see them winning the AFC West.
And with the addition of Evan Ingram, tight end, and running back J.K. Dobbins, so a lot of potential there with head coach Sean
Payton. Gotta love him.
Your man, old school coach.
It's my dog.
All right, let's go to the almighty NFC East. Eagles defending champions. Can't say Saquon Barkley handle another massive workload. The Commanders, with now their sophomore quarterback, JT Daniels. They lost running back Brian Robinson Jr. to the Niners. Cowboys with no Micah Parsons, but they still got Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and George Pickens, which I want to hear Brett's opinion on that. And, of course, the Giants. There's more optimism with the Giants this year. I'm not sure is with their new quarterback, Jason the Dart, who's QB2. But what's up with the NFC East? I know you chose Cowboys a few weeks ago. Have you changed your mind because of this trade?
Well, I mean, look, Santiago, it's all about us looking at the numbers, being completely unbiased, breaking everything down. So the Eagles have 10 players, I believe, in the top 100 players in the NFL right now.
Which came out this week.
They are the number one power ranked team, I believe, 96 with with the Ravens being right below them. Look, I can't be biased. I have to go by who I really think is going to win the division, and that'll be the Dallas Cowboys.
Why?
Because I need it. Because I need it. No, I mean, listen, that offense really is going to be dominant. Like Dak is going to have, Dak has that kind of routine. He misses time and is hurt a year. The next year he comes back and puts up his record numbers. He's done it the past 2 injuries and the past 2 years coming out them. Coming off the last year, I expect huge things. You touched on Pickens. He's a number one. They have 2 number ones now. CD can run any route on the route tree and is one of the most dynamic players in the entire NFL. But the addition of Pickens, who is a top 50-50 guy, meaning when you throw it off those 50-50 balls, he's going to win 8 out of 10. Like, that's how dominant he is, and he can take it long. Dak throws a pretty good long ball. I think that opens up the offense. Ferguson, I'd love to see what Jamal Williams and Miles Sanders, like what the running backs do. The offensive line is the best part of the team. The entire Dallas Cowboy roster, that offensive line, and I hope that can go back to the days of the Great Wall of Dallas, where now we can put some running backs behind them. Obviously, we don't have an Emmitt Smith, but I think that offense will click.
This is more going to be more over the air offense more than the running game this year. You think?
I believe so, and I like what they're doing. Nobody's really on the Schottenheimer bandwagon. That because I love it. He's a young coach. He does things a different way. He's been, I've seen some things he's doing, bringing in a lot of the old players, from the, Randy White, Tony Dorsett, bringing in these Hall of Fame players and having them sit in meetings, having them, see what it means to be a Dallas Cowboy. That culture of winning, that culture of championships, the culture of America's team. I love that everybody hates on us. I love that everybody else says, "Oh my word, a Cowboys fan." But they're going to be good this year. I see them getting 12 wins. I don't know, but I definitely think they could be a 10-win team. I'd love to see them just smack Philly tomorrow night and just start a run. But obviously, the Eagles are a dynamic team. Could possibly, repeat. It hurts to say it, repeat as Super Bowl champion. But I'm going to ride the Cowboys. Mark me down. Check me off. Dallas Cowboys.
And there's never been a back-to-back NFC East division winner. So this backs up
for
your
the past
argument.
11 years or something, 10 years, something like that.
It's been 10 years. Oh, okay. I was thinking like it was all time.
No. There was a time where the Cowboys won 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row in the 90s. But yeah, in the past, I believe 8 years, or there's a long amount of time, there literally has not been one the same division champion 2 years in a row, and that's crazy when you look at KC, when you look at these teams, Buffalo, these teams that are winning, these New England, winning 13 years in a row or something. They won the AFC
East, yeah.
Yeah. So it's for the past 8 to 10 years, there has not been a same division winner, and can the Commanders come out of nowhere? Like they lost. I don't know why they got rid of Robinson. I don't understand that. I think that was a perfect mix with Eckler. But there, Jaden Daniels, can he do what he did last year? He was throwing balls in the tightest windows I think I'd ever seen, and he was rocking and rolling.
He was a video game quarterback. What are your thoughts over the Giants? Do you think they'll be more optimistic? How many wins do you think that they'll get this year?
I was looking at this. I was talking about this again with some people I know, and where do their wins come from? Like, where do they come from? If you look at their schedule, the first 7 games,
second toughest schedule in the NFL right now.
Right.
Second
yeah. Where do you find their wins? Dallas owns them. Philly owns them. Washington and them. Okay, but how many wins do you see them winning in the NFC East? Not many. How many wins can they? Because of the schedule, I believe we play I think they all play the NFC North and the AFC West, right? I think is the other two divisions.
Yeah, for sure the North. I know that. We play Chicago in November.
Correct. So, I mean, again, now you're talking about Green Bay. Now you're talking about Detroit. Now you're talking, okay, Minnesota. Maybe they get one there. Going AFC West, Denver, Kansas City. Okay, the Raiders. They get one there. I don't see them having, I'm telling you, any more than maybe 6 wins this year. Their schedule is that tough.
Is that tough and easy? So we'll see what happens. Some miracles will have to be performed. Let's go to the NFC North as we're talking about the Chicago Bears coming with a new quarterback, a new head coach, Ben Johnson. Of course, Ken Williams sophomore year. And the Lions, of course, they don't have their offensive coordinator or defense coordinator from last year.
Oh, yeah.
But they got a lot going on in that team. The Green Bay Packers with Micah Parsons, will that move the needle for the Packers with the Jordan Love? Vikings, of course, with their new quarterback who could not play last year. He's coming in full of wide receivers. And of course, I'm missing Bears, Lions, Packers, and Vikings. Who do you have for the NFC North? This is a tough division. Maybe all of them could go to the playoffs.
No, very, very tough division because you got a Detroit team that is also really stacked. Another great offense. You love Jahmyr Gibbs. You know, they're Amon St. Ra. You know, you got Goff, who's a really solid quarterback. You have a good offensive line, a great defensive line, a little bit weak in the back seven. I don't like you lose your offensive coordinator and your defensive coordinator. It's very difficult.
There's going to be some consequences.
Yeah, continuity to with the new coordinators. Does that mean they can't step in and hit the ground running? I'm gonna go to the Packers. I just because I love the fact that they made that move. Like for as much as I despise it and it disgusts me from a Dallas standpoint, from a Green Bay standpoint, you know, Gary, you have two edge rushers that are beasts. Obviously, Micah the best, if not the best one or two in the game. You know, Jordan Love is really balling. Obviously, the contract he signed was ridiculous. He's got a ton of young wide receivers around him. Tucker Kraft at tight end. So they have the pieces in place. I think that them grabbing Micah actually gives them the NFC North this year.
Do you think that could, like, they'll have that window to win that Super Bowl, Brad, you know, strike when the iron's hot type of thing with this Parsons move?
They're young. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody talking about
the NFL right now.
Yeah, you have a window. You only have a this many year window before you're gonna. You can't say that with Green Bay. You know, every star on that team, every beast mode player that they have is young. Is in either their first rookie, still in the rookie contract, or just now signed, obviously with Love and Micah, out of their rookie contract. So they have 3, 4, 5 years to win one. Does that mean they can't go deep in the playoffs this year? Well, you got a great defense. What did they say, Santiago? Defense
with championships. It's been proven after time.
Yes, sir.
And offense sells tickets too.
Offense sells tickets. As my boy Hank Strand said, you matriculate the ball down the field, and that's what puts butts in the seats. But defense brings you the Lombardi.
NFC South, you got the Carolina Panthers, Bucks, Falcons, and Saints. The Panthers has some optimism with Bryce Young. The Buccaneers, I've been hearing a lot of people picking them, of course, with Baker Mayfield. And of course, with Atlanta, with Michael Penix there behind them, Kirk Cousins. And the Saints, they named their starting quarterback Spencer Rattler. Of course, you got Alvin Kamara, the only guy in the offense. Who do you have for this division? One of the weakest, but one of your favorites.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I love Kamara. I think that team just doesn't. You need a quarterback that can put the game on his shoulders, and they obviously have nobody. Rattler's just not in a place to do it. Does that mean he can't, you know, mature into, you know, that quarterback? Definitely this year. No, absolutely. I love the Panthers. Chuba's going to be, you know, finally getting the nod as the number one running back. I see him having a really good year. Bryce Young, you don't know. Well, yeah, Chubba Hubba, you know, but Bryce Young, they have some good young players. Atlanta, Penix, I love as a young quarterback. Kyle Pitts, you know, Drake London. There's some players in here, but I'm going to Buccaneers. You know, I think you know, Mike Evans, you know, Baker Mayfield, a really solid defense. You know, they're kind of putting things together a little bit more in a weak division, the second weakest division in the NFL. I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, quite something with that team. Quite something. We'll see if they continue that championship apparel They did with Tom Brady a couple of years ago. I'm gonna pick the Bucks to win that. Brett and I pretty much agree on that. But it is a weak division, so we'll see what happens. NFC West, you got the Cardinals, you got the LA Rams, you got the 49ers, who also been going through changes. Seahawks, they got the Darnold in that division. Who do you have for this Rocky division? I guess you can say.
Yeah, I think this division did more in the off season than any other division. You know what I'm saying? You have a premier wide receiver who you took in the fantasy draft, going to the Rams now that you can pair with Paco Nakua.
Puka,
Yeah,
Pikachu.
Devontae's a mean dude. You have a quarterback who is aging. Stafford, when you talk about now, okay, how much time do you have left? Stafford only has another year,
He has a bad back.
so. Yeah, he can't do it anymore. He's done it at a high level for many years. Um, every team in this division brought in new people. When you're looking at so here we'll break down the rest of the NFC West. I don't know who do you like in this division like that?
Obviously, I don't think the 49ers can do it. Seahawks a little too new. I want to say the Cardinals.
You like the Cardinals?
I think with their quarterback, with their receivers, and with their tight end McBride, I think they could do some damage there. Are they going to win a Super Bowl? Probably not,
No.
but I think they'll definitely make a lot of noise there with Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison Jr., running back James Conner. So they have the weapons, Brett. If you remember,
I'm agreeing. You won me over. You won me over, Santiago, because you're right. They do. I love their quarterback. He had a great under the radar, had a great year last year. Kyler Murray's just one of those guys. He's that dude. He can make those plays. Now you have, McBride around you, who's an incredible, tight end, ranked out number 2 or so behind Bowers, as far as
highest
reception.
paid. I think he's one of the highest paid tight ends.
Yeah, I believe, but other than Brock Bowers, as far as numbers last year, I believe he put up the biggest numbers as far as receptions, total yards, touchdowns. But look for Marvin Harrison Jr. this year. They had so high expectations for him last year, and he didn't live up to them. But he has that type of talent. He is his father's son. He's bigger.
It's translating the genes.
He's faster than his father was. You know what I'm saying? And he's got the ability. He did things at Ohio State that were incredible. I agree 100%. I don't know how solid their defense is. But, I mean, all these moves, Cooper Kupp to Seattle, like everybody, they lost Metcalf. There was so many changes this year that I believe, like you touched on, the continuity of the Cardinals, not bringing in these pieces, but having already the nucleus there. I'm gonna ride the Cardinals with you. I agree 100%.
Yeah, this is a window for the Cardinals to go through with a rebuilding, not rebuilding 49ers. There's just lost a few players. But look, the second highest paid tight end in the NFL is McBride after Kittle.
Really? Okay.
NFC West. Top 2 are in the NFC West. Can you believe that?
Wow. It's hard for me to see the numbers.
It's your fault, Brett.
Yeah. Well, man, no matter what I do, it's always my fault.
There you have it. NFL 25 is going to be looking for a good season. So who do you have going to the Super Bowl? I got the Bucks and the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl.
You see the Bucks? Whoa!
I'm saying the Bucks.
Wow!
I'm throwing a wrench.
Wow! I mean, I didn't even expect you to go. I mean,
Are you going to say the Cowboys?
No, I'm not going to say the Cowboys.
They're not going that far.
No, I would love to see that. I don't. Is it possible in the realm of possibilities on this planet? Is it? Yes, but probably no. I despise it. Even though I'm picking Dallas to win the division, I will pick the Eagles to rep the NFC.
East, interesting.
Yeah, and the AFC. I'm going to go with a really young Denver Bronco team to surprise Denver. I'm on the fence because I love the underdog, obviously, but Cincinnati or Denver. I'm fluctuating back and forth. I hate to be that back and forth guy, but I'm just going to go with the Denver team that has an incredible defense.
After a Denver team beating the Bills in the AFC
That's
Championship game.
That's it. And then I have Denver in a surprise taking it to Philly because I can't stand them, and I want Denver to win that Super Bowl. So I'm going to take Denver Broncos, Philadelphia Eagles. Broncos beat the Eagles in a nail biter, 27-24.
Wow, you said it. I put the recording. I'm penciling it down as well. So we'll look back on September 3rd, 2025. Thursday night prediction kickoff. The Dallas Cowboys at the Philadelphia Eagles. Cowboys have been blown out by the Eagles in the past. Will it happen again? Will it be closer? What are your predictions for this first game?
What's funny is if you look over the past couple of years, we played them better in Philly than we do in Dallas.
No.
Yeah. No, 4 or 5 years ago, we were undefeated at home. You know what I'm saying? And that's the AT&T Stadium, Jerry's World, is no longer, that home field advantage it used to be. I don't know why. They've had a lot of difficulty the past couple of years winning at home.
Like last year was the road.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Dallas. Just starting the year off strong, smacking the Eagles. Obviously Saquon Barkley is the best player in the NFL right now. Like literally
best player in the NFL.
Hands down. He is by far the most dynamic, best athlete, best overall player in the NFL, and I believe he was given the number one slot this year in the top 100 NFL players for the year. But you run for 2,000. You know that he ran for 2,500 yards last year. The only player more rushing yards than any player in NFL history over that period of time. Meaning the 4 playoff games. Obviously, they didn't get to bye, so they had to play the first week. But 4 games in the playoffs and an 18-game season or 17-game season, 2,500 yards. No running backs ever done it. We all know he could have ran for over 2,000. Showed he's a class act, said let everybody else play. I don't need to be part of the 2K club. I don't understand that because, I think he deserves to be his name with the other 8 or 9 other players who have done 2,000 yards in a season. But we're still going to beat him. We're just going to bring it hard and bring it along. We're just going to take them out.
America's team still has it. And another NFC East prediction, a bonus, Giants at Commanders.
Right, that's Friday night, right? There's a new Friday night game that they're doing as well.
There is a Friday night game, Chiefs at Chargers in Sao Paulo.
Really? All right. I'm gonna take the Commanders on that. Commanders are just gonna smack around the Giants in DC.
Okay, and let me write down the Chiefs at Chargers in Brazil. Who do you have there?
Oof.
That's neutral
tough.
Ground.
No, the Chargers are. I mean, obviously, I love their coach, former Michigan guy. I, grew up in kind of.
Keenan Allen back.
Keenan Allen comes back. They have a lot
Mr.
of weapons.
Charger.
They brought in, again, some running backs that they're going to kind of what they get.
Byron Hampton. I didn't hear that guy's a dark horse.
Took him in, I believe, the second round or something like that. So he's
not a bad pick.
He's a beast. But I'm gonna show Kansas City wanting to make up for the egg they laid in the Super Bowl, and I think you're going to see a focused Patrick Mahomes. I think you're going to see a focused Kansas City team for the entire year. I think they got embarrassed in the Super Bowl, which they should be.
Do you think they have some type of motivation after that loss? You think, man, like they want to come back? Travis Kelce could be his last year before he gets married. So
that's why I think he's going to have. Look, he just got engaged. You know what I'm saying?
That's why motivated.
I like that the Mahomes to Kelce connection. Again, something real hard in the fantasy. Something I took that I'm trying to work this year to win the league. But I see Kansas City coming in and just playing great football. But in the end, I think that young Denver team with all the pieces will end up picking him for the.
All of a sudden, Rashee Rice. That's not a factor, you don't think, for the Chiefs?
I don't know. I mean, I know that he's has some serious problems. With the league, league infractions and things like that for things he's done. We won't get into the negative stuff. But I don't
drama.
No, I do see that being a factor. But you have Xavier Worthy. You have you have pieces. across the board. Yeah, like Hollywood Brown. I mean, you literally, and Kelsey, who I think is going to have.
Kelsey's the number one option.
I think he's going to have a beast year. I really, really do. I see Kelsey coming in and he didn't really do well last year. You know, he kind of took a step back and
He had
wasn't
a
that.
half step back. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, he really. I swear, I felt it seemed he really wasn't that engaged. Give me the friggin' ball. I wanted every play. He was kind of happy with the status quo. So I see him coming in with a new attitude this year. It's cool that game's in Brazil. I love it when they, you know, obviously the London games, the Germany games, and now Brazil. I love the fact they bring the NFL all over the world. You know, it's cool. Obviously, some travel time to Brazil and back is a pain in the, you know, as far as
And
jet
you know
lag.
what? Exactly. It's a long flight. Hopefully the fields are great. Last year, the field at Brazil was not good, and there's some injuries. So,
Well, is that game like a complete sellout? Because I know, you know,
yeah,
Brazil.
probably is.
Is it be playing in? Where's it in? Brasilia? Where is Sao Paulo?
And Sao Paulo and
Sao
Corinthians
Paulo.
Stadium.
Okay. Is that how big is that? Do you know by any chance? I just throwing
I
that.
would say 70,000, 80,000
Okay.
people.
All right, because I know Mexico and some of these, they have these 100,000, you know, like our college football, you know, stadiums that have over 100,000. But
Actually, it's 50,000 seating capacity.
okay, it's not that. It's kind of more of
Not too big.
cozy stadium then. But I don't know if the Brazilian crowd loves NFL football. I would think no matter what, it will sell out just for the novelty, you know, and they should be packed. But I'm eager to see it. And just as you said, they had so many field problems last year that it made it a very sloppy game. And that's not a true
Jordan
representation.
Love got injured last year.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And that's, again, field conditions matter. And they don't have the same standards in another country, obviously, that we don't play in as opposed to all 32 NFL teams.
Well, there you have it. You can watch that game on youtube.com regular. So you don't have to have a TV or
Right.
you don't have to have like the antenna that Brett usually used to capture some NFL games.
That's it. I rock my way to every. I'll bootleg any NFL game I can, my man. I want them all.
Grab the aluminum foil.
Yeah, no, that's the hat. The aluminum foil is the hat I wear. That's different. That's a different podcast, my friend.
Well, there you have it. NFL season preview. I feel comfortable. Brett feels comfortable. Optimistic gear. The season starts tomorrow night on NBC. Cowboys at Eagles. What can you expect? Jerry loves the publicity. He loves the primetime games. I think Cowboys gets at least 10 to 12 primetime games.
I don't know if we have. I don't know if it's actually 10 prime times. They're on whether it's CBS or no. I'm sorry. NBC would be no. CBS shows the NFC. But they're televised. I believe 12. You know, nationally televised.
Monday Night Football, the Thanksgiving games, Sunday night games, Christmas, Black Friday games. Cowboys are around.
Do they? You told me they do have the Christmas game this year too, don't they?
Yeah, it's the Chiefs and the Raiders, I think.
Okay, so we have Christmas, Thanksgiving, obviously, Black Friday, you know, Palm Sunday. We get them all. The Cowboys get them all.
And Cowboys are playing Commanders on Christmas Day.
That's beautiful. I like that.
Why not?
I like that.
Daniels and Dak stockings. Anyways, there you have it. You can reach us at thesportscast.net. Brett, we're trying to get you an X account or an Instagram to get you get people, you know, when they try to bet these games, Brett can tell, hey man, you should go for the Broncos. You should go for, you know, Seattle. You know, things like that.
Well, I worked something out new. If people need to reach me, I've set up a new account. It's with the Seminole tribe of Florida. They'll give you some wood. They'll give you a blanket, light it up, send some smoke signals out. I'll
Brett
see them.
Smoke signals.
Yeah, my people see the smoke signals. We'll come around and I will give you a call, Kimosabi.
There you have it. You reach at thesportscast.net or the Sportscast1 on X, Instagram, and Threads. So watch out for late breaking news. A lot going on. I think most of the contracts are up. I mean, who else is not signed? Well, yeah, it's pretty much most people.
No, even McLaurin signed, right?
McLaurin did. They gave him an extra $14 million. So
okay, all right. Yeah, there's no holdouts at this point that are a true factor for any team. I didn't even believe. I know we're wrapping up, but I didn't even believe that it was. I thought it was too late to trade Parsons. Like I didn't think there was a team that could step up and do something like that.
It was a bad trade. No one's ever said anything positive about this trade. Like this should have been done back in the springtime.
Horrible.
Well, there you have it,
brother. I'll talk to you soon, my man.
This is Sportscast, and this was your update.